So what I'm thinking is I'm waiting for Microsoft to fess up and say that they sent out a bad update because there was an update Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. There was a critical update.
I'm going to start on the sleeve. I have extended 32 stitches. I am going to cast on for 32, close cast on.
That's why I'm not getting too crazy with it because I've been waiting. In fact, I want to give me a second. I want to double check.
All I'm doing is doing like a chain stitch with the needles in the middle. Okay, so there are my 32. Move my weights out of the way. Bring my carriage over to the right-hand side. Set my row counter to 0. Okay. And now I am going to do nothing. What I am going to do is I'm going to push my needles back to the forward work position. I am going to open up my latches using my, now what this tool is, you'll see that it is out of wood. It is a carving tool for when you're doing pottery on the wheel. Okay, so I'm going to knit this row very slowly, and I'm still on key plate 2. Okay, there we go. That's slowly enough. I'm going to bring these forward just a little bit, and I will hang my weights. I usually don't pull them forward that far, but I want you to see them. And I'll put 5 weights on. Oops. Try not to split the yarn any more than I really have to. You should never really have to. Okay. Now I need to knit 2 more rows. One, two, and 3. Okay. Now, third row, I am going to put, these are my knit 2 row together rows. So it'll be row 9. Now I'm not going to do anything to the left. Well, it's going to be underneath the arm, the sleeve, so I'm just going to move, no, wrong keyboard, 4 stitches over to the right of the needle I'm going to do my knit 2 together. And I'm going to go 4 to the left and right of my needle 19 and 20. Okay. And let me move one of these cameras up. Let's see. sorry about that. Okay. Okay, so I did that one. I'm gonna do, yeah, you can see that good. Move these two over. And in the process, I'm leaving the latches open. And again, on the, where here it's on the left, this side it's on the right, I'm not gonna mess with those, because otherwise I'd be moving this end stitch over. And I really don't want to do that. Okay, now we're going to go. Two. Okay, and now I did three. I did four. Now I'm going to move 3 stitches over. You can look in the little window to see which one I'm doing. Okay, and move these 3 over. And these 3 over. And these 3 over. And I'm not going to mess with those yet. Okay, then I'm going to knit 2 rows. Making sure I have plenty of yarn opened up. Okay, so now we did 4, 3. Now we're going to 2, 2. Okay, and these 2. And these 2. Oh, I didn't want to open up, excuse me. Okay, and these 2. Oh, one. And now I knit 2 rows. Make sure I have yarn coming up. That's not all tangled up on me anyway. Okay, oops, 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 oops. Make sure all the needles are back. Okay. 1. Now I'm not going to come back until I make sure these yarn overs are actually yarn overs and not a drop stitch. 2. Okay, now I gotta do 1 stitch. Okay. And 1 stitch. Now, I am not gonna film the second sleeve because it's the exact same as this one. Don't do that. Just go in carefully. Try to get all the stitch picked up. There we go. And put it over there. You need to not talk so much when you're doing this. In my case, easier said than done. Okay, and now we will knit 2 rows. Make sure my yarn overs are yarn overs. Okay, so we did the 2. And we did the 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Big one, isn't it? Let's see if we can make it just a little bit smaller. Just a little bit better. Okay, so now we start back with the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I messed up somewhere. Let me look at it. Okay, let's get rid of this one. Let's move this over there. Sometimes it's just easier to take the 2 rows out and see what I did. Okay. What I did is I moved this one over there when I should have moved this one. Okay, now I gotta go back to rows on my row counter, which is 0. There we go. And now I need to knit my 2 rows again. And make sure your yarn did not tangle in that process. Okay. Yeah, that looks a lot better. And now I'm going to do the 4. Which is, and I do the 4 2 at a time. And the reason I do it 2 at a time is, 1, I don't have a 4-prong transfer tool, and I would rather use one tool rather than 2 different tools. So if I use the 3, I'd have to put that down and pick up 1. Using the 2, I don't have to put it down or pick it up, I just use it. And you can make a decision at this point. We are finished the first run through, and now you have to decide if you want a 3rd and or 4th. I'm thinking only 3. There we go. I'll need 2 more rows. Let's drop stitch over here. Gotta pick up the stitch that should have stitched here. Excuse me. You can't see that. Okay, let me get this one on there first. And then get that one on there. And now I can stitch it. Don't want to split it. Okay, there we go. Okay, I got my yarn overs in their right places. Okay. Wondering why it's tangled. I had done it once and realized the camera wasn't recording. So I took it apart, doing it again. Okay, so that's 2. Now I need 3. Now I'll pick up the 3-prong tool. Because that only has to be done once. Okay, and then these 3. And these 3. And, oops. These 3. Okay. Knit 2 rows. Okay, so we did 2. Now I did 3 earlier. Now I gotta do 2. And 2. 2. Let me check something. I'm at row 16. Yeah, I was supposed to increase at 11 right before I started this. So I'm going to go ahead and take it apart. Make this counter back down to 10. Okay. Put my stick. Move these over. holding that stitch tight. And stitching these. Oh, I got another one here. Okay. I'm just moving these stitches backwards along. Another way you could do it. Take that and hang it, then knit this one through. Take this and hang it, and knit that through. Take this and hang it, and just knit that one through. Okay, one more set of rows. And then to make sure I'm where I want to be, I'm going to go and count the rows. There we go. Okay. Cast on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's the count. Okay, I'm on the 11th row. So now I have to increase one stitch at both ends. So I'm moving these two over. I'm going to pick up one and make one. Move these two over. Pick up, and I'm picking up the loop, the actual stitch from the previous row. You can make however you're most comfortable doing it. Okay, now I got my eyelets ready. I'm looking at my two rows, making sure my unused needles are where they're supposed to be. That little bubble, that is because I forgot to put my weight back on. So just take that stitch out and restitch these. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to move this one over here and this one over here. So now I get to do row 2, which is 3-prong. Okay, so I do row 2. Row 13, which is 3-prong. And these 3. And these 3. Come on, these 3. I'm going to try to do it one-handed. And I'm still not, well, I can start doing this if I want, but I don't think I want. Okay, so I knit 2 rows. One. And 2. So that was 3. Now I do 2. That's what happens when I don't open up my latch first. Okay, and these 2. Open my latch, I don't have to fight with it later. And these 2. And these 2. Okay, and knit 2 rows. I want to see which one. We're at 15. Okay, so at 21. Okay. Oops, that one didn't stitch. I caught it just as I went across it. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Now I do the last one. So it's 1 over. Make sure my latch is open. 1 over. 1 over. 1, 2. Whoa, almost dropped it. You don't want to do that. Just take your time. You're not in a race. Okay. And I will knit 2 rows. Okay. Alright, I'm at 19. Oh, 21 is what I do. So I am at 4 prong now. So that is 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. Oops. And 2. Oops. 2 and 2. Okay. Make sure I have enough yarn pulled out. There we go. Okay, and now I will get to those. Okay, now I'm doing my 3. And 3. And 3. And 3. And to open up the latches, all I'm doing is pushing the latch tool, excuse me, pushing, sorry about that, the transfer tool to the back a little bit. I have a needle that is in the wrong spot. There we go, that should fix it. Okay. Okay, so you have 1, 2, and now the 2 prongers. And the 2 pronger. And the 2 pronger. And 2. And now knit 2 rows. If you come and it won't pull, it's usually 1. I was kind of hoping that would catch. Because then I could have showed you how to fix it. When I get like that and it catches on one of these knobs, I'll just make sure I pull enough through the tool, pull enough through so like it catches on here, and I'll make sure I pull enough this way. Okay, and now I do the 1. And this is the 3rd pattern. Now, this is the, how would you say that, 3rd run? 3rd set of the pattern. Okay, and I think that's going to be my last We still got those fancy ones at the top, remember? Okay, so I'm gonna. Let's see if I can fix this without taking it apart. Remember, I was supposed to increase at 21. So that's 5, 24, 23, 22, 21. Okay, so I pick up the loop and I start crocheting. I'm in the wrong direction. I mean, that's my. Where'd it go? There it is. My bodkin. Okay, so it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And it's the second in. So I'm picking that up. Going up from the back. I'm just so organized today. Gonna give it a kind of a pull. And put the tool, put the bladder into the hole. And just ladder it up. And I'll be doing some pulling and stretching. If you drop a stitch, this is also how you'll be fixing it. Okay, let's move this one over. And stitch one more. And let's take that off the tool and hang it back here. Oops. I'm going to do the same on the other side. It's a little bit tight here, but it'll just kind of work itself out. Okay, and now I got to move these two over. And go down. So that is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and just let. What I'm just. Oh, wait, I know you can't see that. Yeah, oops, sorry about that. I'm grabbing the stitch so I can ladder up. I just want to see it. Let me put this in here to hold it. Okay. And just ladder up in between the stitches. Okay. Excuse me. There, I picked up the wrong tool. I meant to pick up the single transfer tool, not the triple. Okay. I just give it a little tugs over here. And it kind of evens it up a little bit. Okay, so let me get you back where you were. Andre. There we go. Alright. Just open. Okay, and stitch. Okay, whoops, split the yarn. There we go. Okay, and knit it back. Make sure I pull enough. Alright, now I have 1, 2, 3 full sets of patterns. Now I'm not going to do any more. Oh, I did. Alright. Yeah, I did. I did an extra one, but I'm going to leave it there. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and fix my pattern here, which I'm just copying that up. Oops, one more. I'll do it the easy way. Copy and paste. There we go. Okay, now I am at row 27, which is right here. I'm going to knit until 32, and then I'm going to increase again. 28. 9. 30. Whoops. What happened there? I have no idea what happened. I'm jamming somewhere. Okay. Put them all forward, hold position, and slides out. And I'll just rehang these. There. Okay, and that was 30. And I found that it's easier if I, well, I got it underneath. So I'm just going to give myself some extra from underneath. Okay, and that was 30. So I need 1, 32. Then I increase. And I'm taking the stitch the side, doing it on both ends. Alright, and now I have got to go up until 42. Okay. 3. 4. You know why that's happening? I didn't move my weights up. 5, 6. 37, 38, 39, 48, 41, 42. Okay, now I want to cast off 2 stitches on both sides. 1, bring that over, 2, put that there, and knit the row. And do the same here. Try to do so you can watch it. 1, 2, okay. Now this is where we're going to start the raglan part of the, can you see that? I don't know if you can see it or not. I'll find out later, right? So I am going to knit 1 row, then I'll decrease. Okay, this finishes up the cast off. That brings me up to 44. And I'm going to decrease 1 on each side. Excuse me. Okay, at 44. Then when I go to knit 47, I'm going to do it again. So do 2 rows. And decrease 2 more. Just double check. I did 46. Getting ready to do 47. Yep. Decrease 1 each end. And 2 rows. 1, 2. And I felt that coming. I haven't had a good knot in a while. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. We're just going to ignore that. Okay, so we have 48. And we have to decrease to get ready to do 49. Hold on, please. Okay, so we are at 48, and we want to off on row 13. So we're doing the pattern. I've already done the pattern. Now I have to stitch the row and make sure my latches are open. And then I go ahead and knit the row. if it jams, first thing you check is to make sure you've left enough yarn, you've loosed up enough yarn. Okay, so this one didn't stitch. And this one didn't stitch. This one stitched, but it split the stitch, so I'm going to redo it. Okay. So I reach under and I make sure I have enough yarn pulled out. Okay, and I knit one more row. Okay, now I prep the next row, which is going to be row this row, and that one is a 2. It should be a 2. Let me group up a little bit here. Okay, so yep, it's 2. Now I should be able to start the pattern on the left side of this. Oops, I didn't go quite far enough. I'll go one more. Now when I use a spreadsheet, I did this, let's see, yeah, this is right. When I use a spreadsheet, I mark out by color coordinating it, or not color coordinating it, but by color, when I have to do an increase or decrease or whatever it is I do. Okay, and these two's got to be moved over. And these two's got to be moved over. I'm going to start the pattern on the other side of this side too. Now if your sleeve is bigger, obviously your pattern will be a little different. Okay, so I'm ready for that one. Wait a minute. I missed this one here, so these two's got to be moved over. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3 sets of double stitches. Okay. Okay, this one didn't want, these two didn't like to stitch. So just manually stitch them. The rest seem okay. And now we do the last stitch of the pattern, which is 1. And make sure the latch is, it's easiest if you make sure the latch is open when you take the stitch off the thread. Okay. we start the pattern all over again. I just want to double check. I think this is the last time I do it. Nope. Alright. I don't like on the sleeve that many. Let me show you. Make this a little smaller. Okay, that's the whole sleeve. And I don't like making that. So I'm going to stop at 3. Okay. Alrighty. And that. Let me make it bigger so I can see when I do my increasings. Okay, my next decrease, excuse me, is on row 25. So that's when I've got to pay attention there. So, starting over again on the, yeah, this one I'm doing 4. And 2. Okay, and then do 2 here. And then make sure the latch is open. And then 2 here. Oh, hold it. Brain drain. Forgot this is the beginning of the set, so I did 2 and 2, 2 and 2. There we go. I make sure the latch is open. There's my thing. So 2, then I'll move these 2 over. Open my latches. And then I move these over. Now, I'm supposed to go 2 over here, but because I'm really on the edge, I'm only going to move the 1. Okay, and get the latch open, and hit 2 rows. Pay attention to the 25, because that's when we're going to do the increase. I have a latch out. There we go. Okay. I did not pull that forward, and this one did not like to stitch. Okay, there's 1 row, and a 2nd row. Okay, now we do the 3 and 3. These 3. My latch do not want to open. And these 3. And these 3. Latch open. That doesn't always work. It's no biggie. And these 3. And these 3. I dropped a stitch, so I have to carefully rehang it. Oops, don't want to twist it. There we go. Those three and these three. There we go. And now I gotta knit 2 rows. Get my glasses out of the way. And knit. Make sure I have enough yarn here. And knit 2 rows slowly. Oops. That's what happens when you don't make sure all the needles are back where they belong. So just rehang these stitches. Do it slowly. And these didn't have any eyelets, so we're okay there. Put them. I'm just going to go ahead and put them back on the machine so I can restitch that row. Okay, so that's got to come up. That's got to come up. And there was an eyelet. No. Yeah, there's an eyelet. Okay, so 1, 2, and this one's got to come over. And these got to go back in. Okay, now, excuse me. That's why you got to make sure all your needles are back. I'm not quite sure why they came forward. Okay. And then, there we go. And knit the row. And rehang. I forgot to stitch those. So just take the row out. And restitch these. There we go. Okay. And put the counter back where it's supposed to be. I think it went up 2, so let me double check where I'm at. Okay, do the 1 row. Wait, no. I did the 5 rows. It's 1, 2. Okay, we have 1, 2. Then we got the first set. Doing the second set, so we're at 20. 7, 8, 9, and 20. Okay. There we go. Okay, now we're at the point where we can knit 2 rows. One. This last one didn't want to stitch. And this, oh, it did. Ah, cool. This one didn't hang. Alright, we're in business. Okay. Now we are at 22. This one is 3. So it's these 3, these 3, oops, these 3, and these 3, and these 3. Okay. And don't forget. Okay. Oops. Okay, so these 3. And these 3. These 3, but I'm only going to take 2. Like we're supposed to be. Okay. Now I knit 2 rows. Okay, knit this one. Finish knitting this one. Make sure all my yarn overs are yarn overs and just not spaces. Okay. And I think I was having issues over here because I had not moved my weights up yet. Okay, so I'm going to put this on that half a point and this on that half a point. Okay. Okay, and now I am 1, 2, 3. And the last one here. I did. I put those holes in the wrong spot. So I can either take the whole rope out or just go ahead and try to fix it this way. hell? Yeah, that's what I want. I use my large bodkin. Okay, so this one has to be, this hole has to be right here. Take those three out. Stitch.
Doubt ain't grabbed hold of it, did he? Well, Jehovah struck him dead for this unauthorized.
Let's try this again. Okay, I decreased. I'm at 48. And I need to do 2 more rows. And decrease. We're just going to ignore that phone call.
You have the wrong phone number.
Hate wrong numbers. Okay. Alright, so we did that. I'm at 49. Gonna be doing 2. Yeah, so you don't have to watch this. I'm gonna decrease 1 stitch every other row until I have 2 stitches left. Okay, I'll be back. Well, I'll be talking back then. So I'm just going to go ahead and knit these. 1, 2, decrease. And knit 2 rows. Decrease. And knit 2 rows.
Hello?
I think tonight's the night for round
Sorry, I
numbers.
don't speak Spanish.
Okay. Okay, now knit 2 rows. Repeat. And with that stupid fool. Knit 2 rows. Repeat. And knit 2 rows. Now at this point, I'm going to take off some of my weights. You see how it's getting pulley there? So I just remove the 2 and remove these. Okay, decrease. And decrease. And
Hey, Sandy,
yeah,
take the phone off